Good morning. So here we are at Covehithe. Haven't been out for a little while. As you can see, we've got a beautiful church ruin there behind me. But that's not what we come here to shoot. What we come for down here is the beautiful beach, which has, unfortunately, trees just been washing up off the top of the cliffs. When this tide gets really high, it's quite flat around here, and then you've got this really sandy cliff edge. What's happening is the trees slowly keep falling into the water. As a result, you get some beautiful sort of compositions based around those trees there. So had it been a really sort of good fluffy cloud day, I would have perhaps sort of got a bit of that church back there, but I've got plans for that and some other shoot in the future. So yeah, so I've sort of left. It's about an hour away from my house, so I've driven down here. I'm teaching a workshop later on down the coast here as well, so I say what I decided to do is to get down here a couple of hours early and get a few photos for myself. I mean, I know the area quite well. It's about a 15-minute walk from the car, so it's a good little stomp. It's very, very popular though, but I think it should be a good day. The sky is so flat. If you have a little look, we've not got a lot going on in the sky. It's not really favourable conditions for sort of long exposure work, but it's one of those things, isn't it? You've got to make what it is, really, and that's part of being a photographer these days. And hence why I come down to this location. Yeah, it works really, really well if you've got those sort of blue skies, white clouds trailing off, but also there's misty sort of feel to the work as well. It's just going to work an absolute treat. So yeah, I'm going to get a stomp on and hopefully see you down on the beach. So to get here from the church, you just keep following the path that says you can get access to the beach, and eventually you come to these signs here. What then happens is you then got the cliff top walk along there, which is off to your left, and you start stomping down there. So this is a bit interesting. So last time I came down here, there was trees right up to the edge of the cliff. So it looks like an environmental agency or somebody has decided to cut back all the trees, make a pathway to stop more trees falling into the water, which in theory has kind of sort of stopped what I came here to shoot, really. But I think there's still a fair few bits and pieces laying down on the beach. I saw a broken pillbox about 2 or 3 minutes back as well. I mean, when you have a little look down here now, this is what you get, but I'm pretty much on high tide here. And as I say, and there's not a lot to go at, really. It was only a couple of days ago I saw some good images from down here. There were some trees I knew were definitely going to be in the water way up until high tide, and coming a little bit less as well. So on the hour before, the hour after high tide, so I thought there's going to be a good bit of scope here to shoot. So it's a bit unfortunate that let's say there's not a lot to go at, but end of the day, I guess that means there's not going to be so many boats getting battered by whole trees along the coastline. But yeah, I'm going to see what I can get now and see what's going on. But I mean, you can see here, look, this is what goes on here, look. That's a massive tree there that you can see, and I mean, you know, look, the size of the roots on it. But whoa, what a location this is here, though. I mean, I was expecting to see a fair bit more in the water than what we've actually got here, which is a bit of a shame. But I mean, at the end of the day, as I said, we're going to make something work from it. Certainly not going to waste the journey coming here. Always aim until he's come home with one image. And I say that's the key for me, is make something, because that's what it's all about, and get a little bit creative. So I'm just starting to pick apart a composition here, and tide is coming in a little bit more, so got that in our favour. And if you look along the coast, we've got so much to go at, but I'm focusing on this. But I'm being really careful here. The branch on the far left hand side, which is pointing up, I'm making sure that's not sort of intruding onto any more of the trees. I've got a little bit of gap, separation between that, so you can see the sand. I've probably got a couple of minutes to get this shot done, so time to get a move on, I think, quickly, so we can get something right. So I've started working out my calculation for my exposure, nice and simple. So I set up the exposure with the polarizer on there, just to try and bring out a little bit more of the colour in the water, and whatever we can out the sky as well. What I've sort of worked out to be with the 2-stop soft grad on there is exposure came out at 1/25 of a second. So stuck in the 6-stop filter, that's given us an approximate exposure somewhere around about sort of 4 seconds, which is going to be really, really nice for this movement in the water. Catching that movement is what's going to be giving this image a bit of power behind it, basically. So what I'm waiting for now, if you keep looking at the water, watch the waves, they're coming up. So waiting for something which is going to pretty much cover up everything. Once it's covered up everything, that's going to give us a pretty nice image. So, like you can see the back here. It's a bit tricky, but I'll show you that as an example. It's not a masterpiece yet. It needs a little bit more work. But what I'm aiming for here is the water to cover around the whole of the tree here, and we'll have something to work from. I've tried a couple of shots now with the tree how it is. I think I'm just going to try and mix it up a little bit, get down a little bit lower, maybe come right off to the side as well. Just sort of noticing there the waves coming up quite nice, so it's always nice just to keep grabbing the photos. As the waves come in, they form sort of different sort of textures in the water. The way the water recedes back creates different sort of bits of movement. And it's always nice just to keep a bit of variety as well. So like I say, one eye on you, one eye what's going on there as well. You don't want to miss an opportunity as well. But yeah, the wind's definitely picked up. There is meant to be a storm coming in this weekend at some point, and I was hoping for a bit more texture in the sky, but I don't think we're going to be getting that. If you look out there now, we've not really got a lot going on in the sky. So I say what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move the camera just down to the right. So I've changed perspective here now, so I said shooting down at the sides. So just using my lens cloth here just to stop the sea spray getting in the image here at the moment. What I'm waiting for is just one of those big waves, you know, the one that normally comes up and catches your feet, gets it all wet, just to cover all the frame. Keeping the camera primed and all good to go as well. Now getting ready to shoot. See what we got? Oh, got very, very close there. So yeah, like I said, always keeping one eye on what's going on out there as well. Like I say, this sea spray is, well, I think it's actually a bit drizzle now. It's it's getting quite interesting, but it's very, very misty. I think the image from here is really going to lend itself to some black and white work, which is going to be quite cool. I mean, I'm quite liking how that image just came out there, but I think completely covered in water, it's really, really going to add something else to it. And got the lens cloth on there now, so we can give that really good wipe. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try like I think one more here. I'm going to hike a bit further up the beach because there's that pillbox up there, and I quite like to get a nice image of that one as well because it's all broken up, nice bit of concrete in the water, bit industrially, sort of heavy sort of looking image. And again, I think with the way the sky's looking, I think the theme of today, I think editing wise, is going to be black and white again. I think that was the last 2 blogs I did. I think I've not been very lucky this year with the really nice colourful skies and stuff, so yeah, we're going to work away with that as well. I mean, another consideration for here is going to the cafe maybe and go and get some breakfast. Imagine just photographing them with the water all around them. I mean, the tide's just not quite right here. I mean, I was a bit lazy. I should have got out of bed a bit early this morning, but you know how it goes. It's been a very long week. I was teaching last night up at Cromer. I didn't get home till on 11 o'clock, and there's no way I was getting out of bed at 4:45 this morning It's especially when I look at the forecast, it was due to be raining as well. And yeah, I just thought, sort of have a bit of a lay-in. I'm teaching today from midday through to sunset. Not that we're going to be seeing much, but yeah, it's just one of those things. But for me though, I think I've got one photo back there that I half like. That'll be maybe a little bit of playing around with from Photoshop, bring out the details and see what we get from that. But I think what I'm going to like the most is this pillbox up here. The waves are now I can see crashing over the remains of the wall on there, and it's one of those things I love. Obviously, if you see my work, you'll know that the night bunker series I worked on, I loved all that. And again, this is just another element to that as well. Something different to photograph. People will see it as maybe a little brick laid in the water, but I see it for something that was built over 70 years ago now, and it's part of our history of what could have been really as well. But have a little look at the cliffs here now as well, see what's going on with those. And that's where I was walking sort of on the way in here, and you can see why those trees come down quite quickly and why they cut that path, because I don't think those trees are going to be helping much when they start leaning over a little bit. And yeah, it's a bit scary when you see it like that, really. So here we are at the remains of the old pillbox, and you can see the mess there is here. There's just bits of metal sticking up everywhere, so you need to be a little bit careful. So I decided to do a panoramic here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 images going across there, and hopefully with that we're going to be able to stitch those together, get a nice wide berth here. It's not going to be distorted, it's going to be kind of really wide sort of feel. Bottom of my frame is the corner of the wall, just down there as well. Far left, over there. Far right is over on the beach, just past where the red brickwork is there as well. Now it's getting another nice tight composition with the brickwork isolated by itself, the water receding back really quickly, up nice and close, a bit more abstracty. It's going to work really, really well. And I think for the back and the foreground, I'm going to have that bit of red brickwork coming into the frame as well. That's going to work really, really well. So it should be pretty good. Look at that, look. Yes, the waves are coming up really, really nice. So I might just move my camera back because I'm going to be focused quite well on this shot here and see how that goes.